Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Now I'm just bringing out a couple news articles, and I'm gonna put a video with it, to basically show that the prophecies are happening before us, And if you've been following the prophecies, they everything's when you read these articles, it gets repeated, and then they a lot of more shit happen right along with it, basically. So I'm gonna start with this. Senior Iranian official warns U.S. against any act of aggression. The U.S. and Iran been going back and forth for quite some time. You know, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the article. It says a senior military advisor to leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, have you said, has warned the U.S. against launching any act of aggression against the Islamic Republic, saying the U.S. bases in the region are vulnerable to Iran's missiles. Right, and America's bases in that region is what's really making these nations upset, man. But it's also part of America's downfall because America has spread its army too thin. But that's gonna come down the line later. It said, should the U.S. seek to launch a war against Iran, all of U.S. military bases in the region would become insecure. Major General Yahuya Rahim Safavi, pictured below, said on Wednesday, Iran is capable of securing its borders with missiles that have a range of up to 2,000 kilometers, he added. Right, and Iran's showing, standing up against America, man. And that's in scripture's prophecy. Our thought become weak as we. But let me see. I'm going to bring it out first. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse I'm going to start at verse 9. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. Right, that's talking about the elites when they go into slavery, man. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. They have raised up their thrones, all the kings of the nations. Right, and the dead is talking about the other nations, man. And it stirreth up all the kings of the nations. Right, that's why they snapping. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Right. And that's Iran basically getting that capability to have nuclear armament, nuclear missiles, man. That's why they boasting themselves now, man. And America's been trying to put sanctions on Iran for that, man. But the more and more you see Iran and these other nations talk shit against America, is because they saying to themselves, man, we got the missile capability just like you, man. We building our arsenals and our missiles up, and we getting ready for this war also. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Right, man. But all right, it says the senior military commander also said the U.S. power was on the decline. See, and all the nations know that, man. They know that America's economy is collapsing because of the U.S. dollar is being devalued on a daily basis, man. They also know that America is well, all the nations is canceling their deals with America, throwing out their trade agreements, so on and so forth, and coming together to make their own agreements and stuff, man. It's been happening for quite some time now, a couple of years straight now, man. What else? The U.S. putting sanctions on nations is another reason why these nations are America's power and grasp is collapsing and stuff, man. Grasp on the nations is collapsing because America's putting sanctions on nations and stuff too, man, which is creating enemies, man. and putting America in the worst predicament. But it says the senior military commander also said the U.S. power was on the decline. Despite claims of being a superpower, deployment of warships and expansion of military bases across the globe, the power of the U.S. is vanishing. That's right. Proof of which is its incapability to put an end to the Syrian conflict and get its own way in that country, he noted. Right. So, these nations, these commanders and generals know what's going on, man. They're just waiting for that time when it's time to strike. But let me see. Right, America has its army too thin, man. Because America all over again is wrong. All right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, despite claims of being a superpower, deployment of warships and expansion of military bases across the globe, the power of the U.S. is vanishing. Proof of which is its incapability to put an end to the Syrian conflict and get its own way in that country. Right? And that's prophecy that America was going to be scattering this army abroad, man. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. Right, that's Saudi Arabia, Salakia, with his face toward the east sea. Right, and the east sea was the Euphrates, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and the utmost sea is the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Right, so America's army is being spread out over in that region, man. But not only up in that region, it's been spread out everywhere. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna read this one more time. It says, despite claims of being a superpower, deployment of warships and expansion of military bases across the globe, the power of the U.S. is vanishing. Proof of which is its incapability to put an end to the Syrian conflict and get its own way in that country. Right, man? And that's exactly what happened to Rome, man. Rome spread its army too thin, and Rome couldn't defend its territories, man, because then the nation started attacking it. Now, America spread its army too thin, and now it can't, quell little uprisings of these governments that's going on around it. And right around that is these militaries getting ready to shoot missiles on America, man, start fighting America, man. All right, it says Iran has recently made major breakthroughs in its defense sector and attained self-sufficiency in manufacturing important military equipment and warfare. Tehran has repeatedly maintained that its military power possesses no threat to other countries and is based on deterrence only. Right, and Iran has been building up their military might and their missile technology and everything. As you can see, Iran arms production capacity rises 100-fold. Right, so they've been building they stocks up, man. But look, it goes further proof, and this is all throughout the Press TV news, man. And Press TV news, if I'm not mistaken, is the Iranian news. It says Iran has built third underground missile factory, senior IRGC commander. And the first one was built this year, 2017. The picture released on March 8, 2016 shows an underground IRGC missile facility. All right, it says a senior Iranian commander vows the Islamic Republic will continue to strengthen its defensive missile might in the face of security threats facing the nation, saying the country has built its third underground missile production facility in recent years. Oh, okay, now that was something else I was reading earlier. Okay, speaking at a Thursday ceremony in the southwestern city of Desfao, commander of the Aerospace Division of the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps (IRGC), Brigadier General Amirali Hajizadeh praised Iran's achievements in its defense sector, including missiles, drones, radars, and electronic warfare. Right, and yeah, they've been building this up over the last couple of years. They was showing off their drones, their new missiles. They've been trying to get well, actually, they already have it. You know, the nuclear capability and the missile capability to reach America. They already have it, but they're not gonna put that in the news. You have to been watching. There was this documentary a long time ago where they made that statement that Iran usually be in this missiles built up in Mexico. And then they came out in the article, it said it also, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, you just gotta watch, man. It says he said the effective power of Iran's missile industry has prompted the country's enemies to oppose Tehran's possession of the know-how. All the basic material for manufacturing missiles, shells, and producing fuel, etc. for missiles are fully designed and manufactured at home by Iranian experts, the commander pointed out. Right, and that's only because the Lord finna have them go up against America, man. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Right, and that's why Joel 2:2 said the northern army was brought over there towards what? Saudi Arabia, man. And them Arabians is them Arabs, man. It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, the Iranians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of Assyria. So that's the land of Assyria is America. So them building up their missile technology and capability, and America trying to put sanctions on their nuclear capability. There ain't none of that gonna work, man, because it says, and it says also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of Assyria, of the Assyrians, right, man. So, yeah, man, Iran gonna get involved with this battle, and they gonna shoot missiles on America, man. It says, he underlined, right, so if you was ever wondering if Iran was ever gonna get them and use them against America, there it go right there, man. And, the elites know this is in prophecy. That's why they trying to escape. It says, he underlined the Islamic Republic's determination to continue to develop its missile might and noted, it is natural for the U.S. and Israel to be concerned and nervous over our missile test, and the display of our missile cities, as they also want the Iranian nation to be in the position of weakness. And they're not going to be in no position of weakness, because that's not in biblical prophecy. This other scripture. And that's why the scripture said also, as it says, are there thou become as weak as we? Since they want America want Iran to be weak, America gonna be weak also. Meaning they all gonna basically have a nuclear capability. This is Isaiah 54 and 16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Right. So the smith was the scientist that came about figuring out this nuclear technology, and the waster was the nuclear missile. Right, man. So the Lord gave him that technology, man. And you know, Esau, he be consulting the demons to get that type of technology and shit too, man. But it says, "I hereby announce that in recent years, the third underground missile production factory has been inaugurated by the IRGC," added the commander. It says, "Commander of the Aerospace Division of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards." Okay. It says, "In January 2016, the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting IRIB aired exclusive footage of the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps' deep underground tunnel filled with numerous Imad ballistic missiles. IRGC's first underground missile facility was unveiled on October 14th, 2015. Right. So that's when the first one was unveiled. It says, "On Friday, the United States Department of Treasury to impose sanctions on 2 Iranian defense officials, an Iranian company, and members of a China-based network for supporting Iran's ballistic missile program." Let me read that again. It says, "On Friday, the United States Department of Treasury to impose sanctions on 2 Iranian defense officials, an Iranian company, and members of a China-based network for supporting Iran's ballistic missile program. The move marked the second one of its kind under U.S. President Donald Trump, who was inaugurated in January." And then right after that, China and Iran held military drills. It says, "The U.S. claims Iran's or are holding military drills." Slack it, because I seen the article. I just ain't read into it yet. It just came up too. It says, "On Friday, the United States Department of Treasury to impose sanctions on 2 Iranian defense officials, an Iranian company, and members of China-based network for supporting Iran's ballistic missile program. The move marked the second one of its kind under U.S. President Donald Trump, who was inaugurated in January. The U.S. claims Iran's missile work is in breach of United Nations Security Council Resolution 2231, which endorsed Tehran's nuclear deal with the P5+1 states in 2015. Tehran has repeatedly said its missiles are not designed to carry nuclear warheads. Iran responded to the new sanctions on Thursday by slapping bans on 9 American individuals and firms over their blatant human rights violations. And America been doing that a whole lot, slapping sanctions on Iran and other nations. But as far as Iran go, America slapped sanctions on Iran's medical fields and other fields that's actually affecting people's lives, man. And that's what the sanctions do. So yeah, man, the Lord gonna have it to where Iran gonna rise up and destroy America, shoot missiles on America, man. Not only Iran, America's allies, and Russia and other nations too, man. But yeah, that's it for the lesson. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Shalom.